I'm doing several different things to get them to realize, hey, this is something, I'm not trying to bug them, but I'm trying to activate or engage them to know that this is something that they filled out. So these are just some of the things you got to kind of think about. Even though it's still a warm lead, they still thought about wanting to do something in your office. The thing is, I've been doing this almost 2 years with Proactive. And as you learn from this, you learn as you go how to tweak it, how to do things. Of course, I've been marketing for 30 years. And, I used to, when I had my MD DC PT practice, my 75 employees, 30 employees were in the marketing department. Okay. 30. That's like almost half. So that's how important marketing is. And if you're trying to do it all yourself, you're going to have to work some extra hours at night or on Saturdays. I'll explain to you until you can find somebody or hire somebody, part-time to do this. Okay. So what do I do with the lead? So you first get a lead in, it's going to be during the day because you remember they're on their computer at work. So when that comes in, you don't want, you can try to call them back, but most of the time you're not going to get an answer. And so I always put the leads in a book that I carry with me because I might be somewhere, waiting for something, or my wife somewhere, or at the swimming pool with my little boy. And, I'm just sitting there watching them, and I can pull my book out and call, half a dozen people after 6 o'clock while I'm there at the pool, and I can take notes in my book. So you always want to be prepared, and I'll share more of that. I think the doctor needs to do the calling in the beginning. If he's like, no, I can't do that. Well, then find somebody who can. And, doctors are working with the patients all the time. They shouldn't be shy because doctors, there are teledoctor, where you can actually call someplace and you can talk to a doctor. Don't be so intimidated. And when people think, oh, I can talk to a doctor on the phone, I don't have to drive there. I can call somebody who's licensed if I need a prescription for something, which, we don't promote that, but it's more easier. The access is easier to speak with doctors. So when I call, I get people say, you're the doctor? You're calling? Oh my gosh, this is impressive. So impress the hell out of them, right? And then have a staff member, or you call after hours, which I have a staff member call after hours. And on Saturday, one group, because I'm doing 3 different campaigns. Then I call the leads after hours as well. Another story of a staff member, she was calling during the day. They were getting like a lot of leads a month. And I talked to the doctor and say, hey, how's it going? How's the social media marketing going? He's like, yeah, it's not going good. We've had over 150 leads that we've had over the last couple of months. And she's only been able to contact 10 of them. Then I asked him, I go, so when is she calling and who's calling? Is it your telemarketer? No, it's my front desk. So the front desk, needs to focus on front desk duties, people that are there, patients that are there for services. She was calling during the day. Nobody was calling in the evening time. So my telemarketers were working from like 6 to 8, 4 nights a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then some of them would be working on Saturday, a couple hours when we were, getting the leads. Because, you can get a lot of leads, but it's the follow-up that's key. Follow up. So here's how I increase my response rates. I like this picture. The number of cell phone calls I answered. When the number is not in my contact, 0. But what I'll do is I'll get my phone and I'll text them. I'll say, can you talk about, do you have a time to talk about your neuropathy? This Dr. Singleton here. And I've tried it a couple different ways. So now I'm trying it. Can you talk about your neuropathy? And I will say in there, Dr. Singleton's office calling. And then I'll text like Dan right there. There. Can you talk about your neuropathy in your feet? And then I wait about, 5-10 seconds, and then I dial it. So they just got a text, and they're going to kind of see, because half the time, because you can get on your phone, you can call your Verizon, T-Mobile, or whatever, and I put in there Dr. Singleton as a caller ID. The problem is some cell carriers, unless you opted in or bought the service, will not show a verification ID. It won't show you who's actually calling. So that's why I text them first to know, hey, this is Dr. Singleton. And then I wait 5 to 10 seconds, and then I hit dial. So I'll let it ring 4 times, because it may not say my name. It may say, and my problem is, oh my gosh, The crazy thing is I'm in Salt Lake City, but yet it says it's from Ogden, like an hour north. And it's kind of like, if you're in Orange County and you're getting a phone call from Compton, Los Angeles, like, are you going to answer that? No. What is this? So that's why I call them, and then 4 times I let it ring. Then I hang up, wait a couple seconds, and then I call back. And then I'll let it ring. And if they answer, they'll answer, or they don't answer. And if they don't answer, I'll just say, hey, just left you a voicemail. And then I'll send them information. And then I'll show you what else I do. So I'm doing several different things to get them to realize, hey, this is something. I'm not trying to bug them, but I'm trying to activate or engage them to know that this is something that they filled out. Okay. For neuropathy, look at this. So I'll do this, take it one step further. So I'll also send out a text. Now you can send out emails too, because on the Go High level, there's a way here. If you go onto conversation, if you go on the bottom, there's an SMS or an email that you can use. The open rate on emails, I'll show you in a minute here what that is. But texting, everybody's on their phone. Everybody's on their phone. So I'll send this text out about falls or leading cause of injury related. So I change this up every week. So falls or leading cause of death or injury related death among adults. We can stop this from getting worse if you are younger, also than 65. Let's help you avoid this terrible experience. To see if it's too late by taking a picture before and after of your feet with a thermal imaging camera. Text feet. So I do the text feet quotes to my office cell phone. We will contact you and schedule you to see if we can reverse your neuropathy during your visit. Then you talk about what you've done. You've been doing blah, blah, blah for how many years or whatever. Now we have a take-home program. Let us see if you qualify. So if you say something, let's see if you qualify. Everybody wants to qualify. Let's see if this will be good for you, versus saying, oh, I can help everybody. I can treat anything. That's kind of arrogant. You want to say, let's see if you qualify. Let's see if you qualify for 2 tickets to Disneyland and a week stay at the California Adventure Resort. I mean, I want to qualify for that. It's something the nature. Then I have my website there. And then, because if you text has a higher C rate because people are on their phones all the time versus emails is a 10 to 14% open rate and will not see them at the time right before you call. So a text, they're going to see that before you call. And in here, this is something that I'll send out again like 5 minutes earlier for our weight loss program. Seeing is believing. We have a contour machine. So I'll send them a before and after picture. I mean, you can see the difference here. This is after 3 treatments. That's pretty big, and that's non-surgical. So let's see if we can fit you in. The first visit will be 1.5 hours. The cost is $95 for that voucher. Spots fill up fast. We had this through to make sure the end of June. And then there's 2 click-ons where you can do ultimate contouring before and after pictures, and then again, our website that they can go to. So this gets some response, just sending out the pictures. So what I've done is I've contacted Proactive, and I told them to, this is what I like. So I have the leads, which we have, and then, you go right there, and that's where you get in conversations. Of course, you go on that little blue dot, and I'll tell you what kind of lead it is. And then after I've tried to, text them the information like I just showed you, then if I don't get a response, then I move them right over here to first call, okay? And then probably wait a day or maybe 2. And if it's a Saturday, I'll tell you what happened this past Saturday in a minute. So then I'll move them here, and I'll try them again. If I don't get a hold of them, I'll move them over here. Okay. And I'll do the same thing, another little text message. Hey, I want to chat with you. Do you have time? It's usually in the evening time again. And if they don't, then I move them over here to no appointment. Or if they schedule, boom. So right now I have, let's see here. I have 50 that I've updated. I have 54 leads now right now that we have in the no appointment. And so on the weekends, we'll usually spend some time calling 10 or 20 of those that still haven't made the appointment. So maybe it'll be a week later. We'll call us, and then we'll put them down. You drag them and put them down into abandoned, and then you can go maybe once every 3 months, 2 months, 3 months. Call the abandoned list. Again, that would be something for a telemarketer, somebody that you can have work for you. High school student that wants a summer job, but they need to be in your office. Anybody who's going to call for you needs to be in your office and see what you're doing. What the best is if they were a patient. If they were a patient before of what you're doing, what you're advertising, and they got good results, oh yeah, you want them on your team. Okay, that's very, very important. So we come over here again. We got the phone call. I usually call from my cell phone, although you can call from your laptop, your computer if you want. You click on there, what kind of lead it is, and then you're going to see this. Now, if you see this, This is what automatically is put out there from the Go High level. And you'll see this about 20, 30% of the time, unsuccessful. That means the phone number they gave you didn't work, or they wrote down the wrong phone number. And so you're kind of going, oh, great, they don't know. So then what are you going to do down here? You're not going to send an SMS, because if you send an SMS text, you're going to see unsuccessful again. So you come over here and you click on email. So you send out an email. Even though they're not going to maybe see that at that moment, it may see it later that day or tomorrow. It depends on how often people check their emails. But again, only a 10 to 15% open rate with emails. So now you have somebody here, there's no phone number. So you call the number and it's not working. So then you're going to have an email only. So then I send out something on an email like once a week. And then I put them in contact but no appointment, because I'm going to have to leave it up to them now to contact me because I have no active phone number. So these are just some of the things you got to kind of think about. Even though it's still a warm lead, they still thought about wanting to do something in your office, okay? And then when I click on, just another thing, these are some of the pictures I have in store. I have this picture for neuropathy, and then I show for weight loss, I show before and after. Now, you can do the same thing. You can show before and after pictures, someone stand up straight, or even before and after x-rays. You know, somebody comes in and they have a lumbar lordosis that's like military, and then after you work on them, you got a C curve again. Show that before and after. Say this person came in with headaches, this bringing neck pain, some arm pain, and this is after 3, 4, 6 months, whatever. And now look at their curve. So you show that. We want to get your curve back where it needs to be. And these are some of the response that we get. So it's almost like a testimonial picture of a before and after. Those are the kind of things that you want to do. But you can download pictures from the website, from Google. You can download pictures to there. Now I'm getting another phone call right now. I'm getting another proactive phone call. I mean, they're just crazy. No, they're not crazy, but they're just always trying to, they're at work. This person's at work, it's almost noon, and they want to find it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put text me. Please text me, because I can't answer it right now. Now, change it up. Change up your text every other day, Saturdays too. You may need to, again, get somebody to help you with all this follow-up. This is a real job, marketing, and needs someone that knows your services. So I hire someone who's like a patient, that great services. But you need somebody who really treats this as a job, because this can make or break a practice. I have one of my doctors that I coach in California, and he has an office. He does decompression. And so we have decompression ads and decompression programs and nutritional gut microbiome health. And his marketing person has her own office. It's the nicest office in the building, nicer than his office. It looks amazing. And she's in there calling during the day. She stays till 8 o'clock at night. She goes in at like 1 o'clock, works from 1 to 8. And he said that is the most important office in this practice. So you need to treat marketing as the most important thing. Remember, it's 90% marketing, 10% what you know. 90% marketing. And you got to spend at least 10. If you want to generate 50,000 a month, okay, you got to generate at least 5,000 a month. 10%, at least 10%. I'm usually 10 to 20% with what I'm doing to marketing, because if you don't invest in the marketing, they're not going to show up. Oh, but nobody answers their phone. Oh, but they bailed on me. So like today, I'm here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 cancellations today. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 6, I have 4 cancellations. So I don't have to go in for a couple hours. But you're going, what the heck? What the heck's going on here? Well, you know what? Something happened. Family in town. It's summer. But 90% of the time, guess what? We reschedule these people. You reschedule them. So don't let that mess you up. Think it's the name of the game. It's a numbers game. So you need to treat this like a big thing, because if the better you treat this, the more time you focus on this, the more response, the more people are going to get scheduled, and the more you're going to sell, and you'll be able to generate more income. So here's what I did on Saturday. I'm like, okay, what else can I do to create a urgency? Because you want to create urgency. Warning, only a few spots left in July. To same day lose inches, where you want, with no downtime or bruising, to take advantage of this $95 first treatment while spots remain. People, they go crazy on a limited amount of time. There's only 2 products left. Seeing is believing. So I did this on Saturday. I scheduled 8 appointments on Saturday. So I was trying to get a lot of work done, and I kept getting these calls because I would say, text me, fit me in. So I get fit me in, or they would just call that number, the office cell number. And I'm going, oh crap. I'm not crap, but in my mind, I'm going, I did this myself. I kind of threw out the beat. It's like throwing out a bunch of, skinned chickens to a bunch of alligators. They're hungry. Now, also what I do is I send out video testimonials too.
My name is Ron. I came in for treatment for neuropathy in my legs from Dr. Singleton.
Can you hear it?
My primary physician had told me several years ago there was nothing they could do about my leg condition. Until I heard about Dr. Singleton, I had given up hope. I came in and he's been helping me. I have extreme discoloration in my feet when I first started, up my calf, lower calf, both feet. And then after 6 weeks, the discoloration has probably improved 50%. And I'm a believer.
In November. I started the program in January because I wasn't ready. It's been 3 months. I've lost about 20 pounds. My energy's high. I'm still on the vitamins. I'm still eating the way he taught me to eat. People have noticed the change. I feel good. My bones don't ache. I can work out and get through my workouts. And I feel amazing. So thanks to Dr. Singleton, the crew has been awesome. Linda has guided me and taught me and answered all the questions that I had.
So what if you send out something like that, weekly, monthly, whatever? People love to hear, great success stories. They love to hear what's happened to them, okay? Now, this can be your best tool if used right and not just, use the proactive marketing and set it on autopilot. A lot of times I think doctors think, oh, this is great. I'm going to get leads and they're going to schedule appointments themselves. We won't even have to call them. Are you kidding me? So it takes a person, again, like a part-time, full-time job, depending on how many leads you're getting weekly. And it may take up to months before they come in to see you. They had a problem. But then they still want it. So I just closed a patient last week that came in 6 months ago. And she texted me back. So you know what? I came in 6 months. I was impressed with what you guys do. And I want to do your program, one of the weight loss programs. And so she came in and spent $3,000 on Thursday. But that was from 6 months ago. And then I have right now, I can text 1,522 records, whatever I'm doing. But you can send a text or an email there. But you want to do that, like I said, to all the people. You want the message to be like, hey, remember, if you've been a patient, remember to keep taking this supplement, this nutrient. If you're a new patient, you want this, call this number, text this number, fit me in or whatever, because that response you're going to get on an email or a text is going to be to everybody, your current patients and patients who haven't been in yet. So you want to keep educating, get them good content, good information to educate these patients so they feel like, hey, this doctor knows what he's talking about. Maybe if you're going to do chiropractic back pain, focus on lower back pain or neck pain. You want to send out information about ergonomics, like sitting. Where should the computer monitor be? It's supposed to be right in front of your face. Your elbows are supposed to be like a 90-degree angle with your hands just a little bit below. For those of you that work in an office or work from home, this is a better way to sit. And you can even talk about the sitting is the new disease. The new is even worse than smoking for your backs because the blood pools in. So you want to give them education about things that you're doing. So they're, oh, that's good. I'm glad he talked about that. Just little tips to help them. Doesn't always have to be a sell. Come in for this. Educate them. Be in their face. Educate them. Give them good information. And they're going to look to you for, this doctor knows what he's talking about. He's been helping me. Like I've told people about soda. Some person will let me know 3 months later, Dr. Singleton, thank you for the soda. I had no idea about soda. I just lost 22 pounds and I gave up soda. Thank you so much. Guess what I just learned yesterday? I just have a video. In fact, I was going to show this, but I didn't get to this. But if you guys, anybody wants it, let me know and I'll email it to you. But there's a new video that shows this university doing MRI scans for people who they do a pre-scan and then they drink a whole cup of coffee and they do another MRI scan. Guess how much the brain shrinks with blood flow and circulation? 40%. So just little things like that you can educate. And I got a ton of information that I send out to doctors, content information about health, nutrition. If you ever want tips on things like that, let me know. I can help. I can give you some things that I do. So it's a real thing. So I hope this was helpful to some of you. Hope this is helpful to everybody. So like I said, I've done this for years. And that's my number right down there, the 903-7141. If you have any questions, you can, or set up a call with, Angie or Leo or Jaleesa or whoever you work with, Sebastian. And then there's my website for what I do as a coach. And then if you want to see some doctors' testimonials, you go to schedulewithdoc.com, go under post 7. There's a lot of posts in there that They're really amazing. There's a post in there, I don't know if it's one or two, about if you adjust patients, it actually increases their immune system. So getting adjustments frequently can actually increase your immune system. See, you just got to get in front of their face. You just got to get there, be in front of them, and don't be upset if you don't hear from them, if they don't respond to you for a month or two. Remember, they're still a warm lead.